Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, September 23rd, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 719 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Removals shrink migrant camp at Texas border. Preview, what happened to Gabby Petito? Linda Evangelista says she was left deformed by cosmetic procedure. Erica Jane said her estranged husband Tom Girardi was put into a facility because his family doesn't want the public scrutiny. Kayleigh McEnany deletes tweet blaming Biden for a 2020 spike in murders that occurred under Trump. Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes reportedly sent a text to her ex-boyfriend and former COO referring to herself as best business person of the year. Chipotle customer pulls gun after being told location was closing early, police say. Courtney Stodden says being mocked by Anderson Cooper night after night as a teenager was like he was bullying a child. Taliban official, strict punishment, executions will return. Watch a legal scholar tell Ted Cruz that Texas has racist voter ID laws. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. R. Kelly trial, live updates, The New York Times. Investors look ahead to rate hikes with Fed tapering plan all but certain, Reuters. U.S. diplomat to Haiti resigns over Biden administration policy, The New York Times. Ancient footprints suggest humans arrived in Americas during Ice Age, The New York Times. Search for missing geologist in Arizona continues 3 months after disappearance from desert job site, Fox News. State Department frustrated by Iran stonewalling on nuclear talks, Fox News. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle check into Princess Diana's favorite NYC hotel, page 6. As partisan Arizona election review ends, Republicans try copycat tactics in other states, CNN. America's richest 400 families pay a lower tax rate than average taxpayer, CNBC. COVID-19 hospitalization and vaccination map, The Washington Post. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. James Corden reveals the best life advice he got from Cher. Deborah Messing asks why Kim Kardashian is hosting SNL and won't like the answer. New network TV shows that are worth watching. Florida introduces Texas-inspired anti-abortion bill. Carole Baskin is back, Netflix confirms Tiger King 2 feet is on the way. Brian Williams' punchline on anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers is a showstopper. Scott Peterson to be taken off death row, resentenced for murders of wife, unborn son. Mama Bear teaches cub how to use slide in unbearably cute video. U.S. Special Envoy to Haiti resigns over migrant expulsions. 11 sneaky signs you have eco-anxiety, and what to do about it. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Child nutrition programs seeing demand increase. G18 among first to graduate Navy flight school. Family finds boater the credit for saving life. Mother of 8 dies after contracting COVID-19. Drivers worry about fatigue during long shifts. School condemns petition circulated about slavery. Community-based programs in Flint receive more than $2 million. Restaurants forced to reduce hours. Leaders call on communities to get vaccinated. Couple denied COVID-19 treatment at hospital. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. House approves funding for Israel's Iron Dome. After authorization, CDC to decide who qualifies for booster shots. Senior U.S. diplomat to Haiti resigns, citing inhumane deportations. Inside Broadway's reopening, a Times virtual event. Sustainability and climate change, join the conversation with experts. Ancient footprints suggest humans arrived in Americas during Ice Age. Boris Johnson visits U.S., making jokes but not much news. New York City food delivery workers would see better pay under new bills. Convict him, prosecutors say, as R. Kelly's defense prepares for closing. What Sandra Day O'Connor stood for on the Supreme Court. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Former military intelligence analyst, Biden admin buying Chinese drones poses national security threat. 9 House members vote against Israel Iron Dome funding as Tlaib accused of anti-Semitism. Florida Rep Wilson tells Biden to pay migrants not to come to U.S. Border Patrol Union chief says Biden using whip furor to deflect from handling of migrant crisis. Cuomo accuser Lindsey Boylan slams ex-aide Rosa over coup opposite the editorial page. Notting Hill director Roger Mitchell dead at 65. Moab to investigate police handling of Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito altercation. Herschel Walker questions Biden administration priorities amid border crisis, they are to blame. Search for missing geologist in Arizona continues 3 months after disappearance from desert job site. AOC bashes Biden over Guantanamo Bay migrant detention contractor search. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, September 23rd. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Sarah Wilson reacts to worst-case scenario after early survivor elimination, given me so much fire on the inside. Massachusetts State Police Union asks judge to delay vaccine mandate for troopers. Wayne Brady, Cyndi Lauper and more added to the Tony Awards present, Broadway's back. 20 years ago, Tom Brady replaced an injured Drew Bledsoe, changing the Patriots and the NFL forever. Survivor 41 Feet Episode 1 Recap, 2 Eliminations, 1 Summit. The Razorbacks are definitely for real, CBS Kevin Carter previews number 7 Texas A&M versus number 16 Arkansas, other Week 4 games. National media coverage of Gabby Petito case raises questions about attention for missing people of color. Mother, daughter face murder charges after illegal butt implant procedure kills aspiring social media star Carissa Rajpal. Kenny Rogers, all in for the gambler comes to CBS September 23rd, he will remain forever in our hearts. Man has prostate removed after mistaken cancer diagnosis, it's devastated me. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Harry and Meghan visit WTC and 9/11 Memorial with NY Gov Kathy Hochul and Bill de Blasio. Schoolgirl, 15, posted life is not worth living on Snapchat before taking her own life. China flies 19 aircraft into Taiwan's airspace. Brian Laundrie is well equipped to survive months in the 25,000-acre nature reserve. Migrant Channel crossings reach a record high, number detained trying to get to the UK hits 16,299. Welsh government paid Goldie Lookin Chain $7,000 for COVID jab song. One-eyed, one-legged Taliban founder warns regime will bring back amputation for thieves. Keir Starmer's playwright vision for Britain as Labour leader outlines plan for party. Queen Letizia of Spain and King Felipe meet residents evacuated from La Palma. Spencer trailer released. Kristen Stewart perfectly portrays tortured Princess Diana. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Boris Johnson tells world leaders to grow up on climate change, takes aim at Kermit the Frog. Biden's 1.1 billion dose pledge, big, but not big enough, experts say. For 3 decades, no films were publicly screened in Somalia, until now. As the Taliban bar some girls from school, their mothers' dreams are also shattered. Hezbollah flexes its muscles in Lebanon and provides free Iranian fuel. Moderna's chief expects enough vaccines for everyone by next year. Much of the world is still waiting. Who will lead Europe after Merkel? Presidents and prime ministers jockey for the job. Sabina Nessa was killed walking in London. Women are asking, where is the outrage when the victim isn't white? France to bill Australia over submarine deal, as Britain's Johnson tells Macron, donnez-moi un break. Migrant camp along Texas border shrinks as removals ramp up. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors. The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. U.S. House passes $1 billion bill for Israel's Iron Dome defense system, live. COVID live, Novavax applies for WHO emergency use approval. UK reports 36,710 new cases. Governor vows to make California a reproductive freedom state. Revealed, UK forces linked to deaths of nearly 300 Afghan civilians. He doesn't know me, Verstappen hits back at Hamilton over pressure jibes. Dinosaur fossil with totally weird spikes and skeleton stuns experts. Roger Mitchell, acclaimed film and stage director, dies age 65. A dark legacy, unions voice fears over global logistic firms spin-off. U.S. House panel holds hearing on surge in violence on flights. London streets are safe for women, say Met after Sabina Nessa killing. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Border Patrol suspends using agents on horseback amid outrage. Target trims holiday hiring goals. Man paralyzed after Iowa police shooting sues officer, city. Boy Scouts bankruptcy creates rift with religious partners. Widow sues pilot's estate over helicopter crash in Georgia. 3 Miami Beach officers face felony charges and rough arrests. U.S. implores Iran to return to nuke talks without delay. 28-year-old killed walking alone in park sparks new concerns for women's safety. Watch, Raven attacks drone delivering coffee. Lawsuits, Murdaugh used attorney friend to manipulate. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. U.S. Haiti envoy quits over inhumane deportations. Thousands remain at Haitian migrant camp in Texas. UK COVID vaccine rules cause hesitancy, Africa health boss. UK payout to bereaved Afghan family was $143. Eli and the White, Sri Lankan shaman dies of COVID after touting cure. Helmut Oberlander, ex-Nazi death squad interpreter dies at 97 in Canada. Item Biran, it'll be cable car survivor to stay in Israel amid custody fight. The epic adventures of the Gilgamesh Dream tablet. EU rules to force USB-C chargers for all phones. The Wire creator avoids filming new show in Texas over abortion law. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. 7 Days of 1961, How Civil Rights Heroes Changed History. Wow, it's such an honor, TikTok famous World War II vet extreme flight in historic plane. Adorable coonhound named Lou breaks Guinness World Record for extravagantly long ears. September is already the 3rd deadliest month this year, New York Health Commissioner resigns, latest COVID-19 updates. Federal authorities deploy ATVs and drones to search for Brian Laundrie in Florida. Tropical storm Sam swirls to life in a frenetic season, expected to be a hurricane by Friday. CDC panel to vote on who gets COVID-19 booster, tropical depression could become hurricane, 5 Things podcast. Pitbull from California reunited with owners 300 miles away. Top Dems, we have framework to pay for $3.5 trillion bill. AP Top Stories September 23. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Day after BLM leader announces lawsuit over swatting incident, she's targeted again. Mother and daughter face murder charges and death of influencer during failed but lift. Hikers shut out as climate change, fires keep California forests off limits. Appeals court strikes down sweeping order to house LA's Skid Row homeless. Column, they ran out into Dodger Stadium to remind LA of a dark moment in Latino history, but fans booed. New Fawn fire quickly spreads in Shasta County as windy fire spurs more evacuations. Father and son arrested in connection with 3 shooting deaths in East Los Angeles. She once solved murders, then she was found dead in her freezer. LA County Sheriff's Unit accused of targeting political enemies, vocal critics. Inland Empire COVID-19 hospitalizations far worse than LA. Here's why. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, September 23, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Canadians end up in intensive care unit after attending COVID party. Portugal closing in on COVID vaccines for 85% of population, highest rate in world. Russian plane enters NATO member Estonia's airspace for 6th time this year. Sri Lanka shaman who tried to end pandemic with blessed water cure dies of COVID-19. 12-year-old Dutch boy wins right to be vaccinated, against his father's wishes. Brexit cancels bonfire night, import rules reduce UK fireworks supply by 70%. Nearly 1.5 million customers have been hit in just 2 weeks by energy firms collapsing under soaring gas prices, UK. Corporate colonization, small producers boycott UN Food Summit. Melbourne anti-lockdown protests fizzle out as daily cases hit pandemic high. After normalization with Israel, Sudan closes door on support for Hamas. Australia's Fraser Island reverts back to its indigenous name, Kagari. Many flee as army torches homes in Myanmar's Sagaing region. Suicides in Canada fell 32% in first year of pandemic compared with year before, report finds. The next headlines are from Forbes. Taliban plans return of executions and amputations as punishment, though possibly not in public, co-founder says. Eddie Murphy inks 3-picture deal with Amazon Studios. Deluxe announces new division, Deluxe Events. Here's what that offers the entertainment industry and beyond. I still cannot believe they killed off Agatha and Duncan Anthony in The Walking Dead. Twitter adds tipping with Bitcoin as it rolls out tipping to all users, plans NFT authentication. U.S. Force Patrol suspended at Haitian migrant camp on southern border. House passes $1 billion for Israel's Iron Dome after tense feud between Democrats. Biden administration doles out money to Florida schools penalized for imposing mask mandates against state rules. House that inspired The Conjuring listed for $1.2 million, photos. Why Netflix's big Roald Dahl acquisition is a huge risk. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Ancient footprints could be oldest traces of humans in the Americas. How Latin American researchers suffer in science. Tiny particles could make a powerful COVID vaccine. Ocean politics, DNA history and the climate experiment, books in brief. architecture and assembly mechanism of native glycine receptors. Preprint band reversal, vaccine boosters and awards bias. Nucleation landscape of biomolecular condensates. Seed-inspired vehicles take flight. Greece used AI to curb COVID, what other nations can learn. Biologically informed deep neural network for prostate cancer discovery. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,733,444,382 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Basil Hoffman, character actor in Hill Street Blues, Square Pegs, dies at 83. Alaska 5000, Lee Delaria cast as royal leads in Pasadena production of Go-Go's musical Head Over Heels exclusive. Inside Scandinavian streamer Viplay's plans to capitalize on Nordic noir globally. Fox country music drama Monarch rounds out main cast with Martha Higuerita, Emma Milani. How big-budget Russian drama Nuremberg navigates COVID during production. Oscars predictions, Best Original Score, Johnny Greenwood has 3 compositions in contention. Apple TV Plus to release Foundation Companion podcast for original sci-fi series podcast news roundup. The Endgame co-creator Jay Coburn signs first look deal with Universal Television. TV ratings, reimagined Wonder Years debuts on ABC, Chicago Trio dominates prime time. Oscars predictions, Best Visual Effects, double dose of Marvel takes on Dune and Matrix. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A Florida lawmaker is proposing a restrictive Texas-style abortion bill. 5 things to know about Biden's Quad summit with leaders of India, Australia and Japan. What leaked internal documents reveal about the damage Facebook has caused? A woman's remains from 1977 are identified, and authorities blame a serial killer. National Cathedral will replace Confederate stained glass with racial justice imagery. Photos, how families struggle to feed their kids in the pandemic. Flying microchips the size of a sand grain could be used for population surveillance. U.S. Special Envoy to Haiti quits over deportations of Haitian refugees. The European Union wants a universal charger for cell phones and other devices. Boris Johnson urges world leaders to act with renewed urgency on climate change. The following headlines are from The Week. Psaki insists envoy to Haiti never once raised migration's concerns, despite his claims of being ignored. R. Kelly prosecutors urge jury to make him pay for his crimes as trial nears close. Rep. Lauren Boebert might still be in hot water with FEC despite reimbursing improper rent payments. Migrants expected easier process crossing border, I didn't know there would be so many people. Supermodel Linda Evangelista says she's brutally disfigured after a cosmetic procedure. The viral photo of Haitian migrants taps into the dark echoes of American history. Trump's attorney in his NIT lawsuit was previously general counsel for a parking garage company. U.S. Special Envoy for Haiti resigns, refusing to be associated with inhumane deportations. EU proposes mandating one charger for all smartphones to the chagrin of Apple. After huddling with Biden, Democrats sound moderately optimistic about passing his progressive agenda. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. How public corruption investigations can fail. What's the status of public integrity cases in Tarrant County and across the state? The next headlines are from Universe Today. These are the new Space Force uniforms, so say we all. A proposed clockwork solar system made out of Lego. Astronomers discover an intermediate mass black hole as it destroys a star. 3,600 years ago, a 50-meter-wide meteor exploded in the sky and destroyed a city near the Dead Sea. A particle physics experiment might have directly observed dark energy. NASA has a ballistic air gun to hurl rocks at spacesuits to test their micrometeorite protection. Using quasars as a new standard candle to define distance. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, September 23rd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Auroral tales for Jupiter's moons. Futuristic space concrete uses astronauts' blood. Pablo Neruda, a poet who embraced cosmic beauty. Equinox sun is over Earth's equator. Bible story of Sodom revisited. Was it a meteor strike? Gamma Cephei, also known as Array, a future North Star. The next news is from Politico. Germany's Teflon candidate. How the EU wants to force Apple to adopt common charger. EU opposes biennial World Cup. GOP Rep Don Bacon says he will support the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Former Freedom Works grassroots organizer arrested for role in January 6 riot. House passes $1 billion for Israel's Iron Dome after progressive dust-up. Afghanistan politics imperils effort to claw back 2001 war powers. Democrats hatch secret pay-for-it plan in bid for unity on spending dreams. U.S. envoy to Haiti resigns over migrant deportations. Watchdog, CBP improperly targeted Americans as caravans approached border. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. TAFE students recruited to help vaccination rollout. Liberal backbenchers want JobKeeper overpayments returned to public coffers. Warnings of family violence spike on grand final weekend, concerns about those stuck in lockdown. Bitcoin trader takes banks to court over cryptocurrency discrimination. Why the AFL grand final whistle will send my blood cold, a domestic violence survivor's plea to good men. Evergrande collapse exposes lost world, a lightning fast economy left behind. Federal Green Bank, CBA-backed climate-friendly commodities trader. Australians want to name 10,000 biggest companies that got JobKeeper. Scams, forgeries rise as vaccine passport mandates loom. A big brother to me, Pongay JNR hails mentor Quaid. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Wall Street Journal, new platform backed by Fidelity, Goldman seeks to bring IPO market into digital world. Washington Watch, House Democrats aim to spend $4 billion on reconnecting communities severed by highways. Billionaires' income taxes are a tiny fraction of their wealth, White House says, here's the average rate they pay. Tip your top tweeter with Bitcoin, starting soon. The Moneyest, my bank accidentally deposited $10,000 in my account, I reported it, then moved it to my savings account, have I done enough? IPO report, Remitly stock pops in trading debut as investors embrace upgrade for remittance technology. Brett Aarons is raw, hoping to use your IRA to start your own business, think again, says new bill. MarketWatch, over 3 million Bobby newborn loungers are recalled after 8 infant deaths. Coronavirus update, CDC to meet on boosters just hours after FDA authorized their use for seniors and high-risk individuals, as Africa slams UK's travel rules. Metal stocks, gold settles at lowest in more than 6 weeks. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. 3 types of protection for business ideas, business to community. Lindsay Clay joins Wayne State University as leader for commercialization and technology transfer, the South End. Do traders think Acacia Research Corp., ACTG, can keep climbing Thursday? Investors Observer. Psychedelics are a billion-dollar business, and no one can agree who should control it. Vice. Stony Brook University, New York Research, Stony Brook News. Intellectual Property Partners, new name for Further Achievements SBU News, Stony Brook News. Pre-trial injunction, a choice for IP owners to resist irreparable harms in China, Lexology. An Apple patent reveals the mind-boggling array of facial sensors that could end up in Apple's future mixed reality headset over time, patently Apple. Jacob Gitman, patent for thermometer of the future could help keep medical staff safer, iNews. BMW patents unusual two-piece rear doors, form a car news. The next headlines are from Quartz. Which U.S. state legislators have the best records on climate change policy? The spike in unruly passenger incidents on U.S. flights has Washington alarmed. Taking an Uber is worse for the climate than driving in your own car. Linda Evangelista says she stopped working after cool sculpting left her brutally disfigured. A steely pivot. NASA is shaking up its bureaucracy to shoot for the moon. Watch, Prudential President Jamie Cullum rides on better financial resilience for employees. Where are Africa's tallest skyscrapers? What forced entrepreneurs teach us about pivoting, adapting, and succeeding. Why NASA is splitting human spaceflight in two. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Southwest's bizarrely antagonistic lawsuit to stop consumers from finding better deals. Daily Deal, the premium Python programming bundle. Appeals court says state secrets privilege means NSA can avoid Wikimedia Foundation's unlawful surveillance allegations. AT&T quickly ditches pledge not to fund congressional insurrectionists. Massachusetts Supreme Court being asked to decide whether cops can engage in warrantless surveillance of social media users. Billy Mitchell lets his site lapse, with a critic of his high score claims swooping in to take it over. Content moderation case study, Bing search results erases images of Tank Man on anniversary of Tiananmen Square crackdown, 2021. Hong Kong government arrests 4 members of pro-democracy Hong Kong Alliance, shuts down its online presence. Welcome to the new TechDirt Greenhouse panel, content moderation at the infrastructure level. The night the United States Supreme Court canceled law. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Diablo 2, Resurrected. Jerson Roses. Linda Evangelista. Moni Baggio. Nintendo Direct. Masked Singer. George Segel. Halloween. Melvin Van Peebles. The Wonder Years. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. DHS suspends horseback patrols on border, after misleading whipping of migrants photos go viral. No clown, Usyk raises eyebrows with Joker-inspired Garba Joshua face-off, but Ukrainian can shock in title showdown, video. Land of the free, US says its Winter Olympic athletes must get COVID vaccine, but powerhouses Norway won't follow suit. US envoy to Haiti resigns over inhumane deportations and catastrophic political meddling. Pot of over 50 pilot whales reportedly slaughtered in Faroe Islands days after unprecedented massacre, graphic images. Watch, medics march in France to demand higher wages and better recognition from government. Sulfur dioxide cloud from Spain's Canary Islands volcano eruption to sweep over France, with hints of acid rain. Nice coconuts, Russian breaststroke charmer Efimova soaks up sun before planning tilt at $1.40 M Swimming World Cup, photos. Serious progress made between Tehran and Riyadh over Gulf security, Iranian Foreign Ministry. Ukraine passes sweeping new anti-oligarch law. Critics say restrictions will be used to target Zelensky's political opponents. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Evergrande selective default. Offshore bondholders run out of hope for coupon payment. JP Morgan. Institutional investors are piling into Ethereum, leaving Bitcoin. GOP rep demands HHS address claims of underreported vaccine injuries following Project Veritas video. Amid squalor and misery, hospital strained by influx of illegal immigrants, Del Rio Democrat mayor. Fed reverse repo soars to record $1.35 trillion after Fed doubles counterparty limit. Moderna CEO sees return to normal life in a year if we all take vaccine booster shots indefinitely. Twitter says users can now tip others with Bitcoin. Biden pushing for dishonorable discharges, court-martials for troops who refuse vaccines. Hunter Biden tried to charge Libya $2 million to recover billions frozen by Obama administration, new emails. Household net worth hits record $142 trillion, up $31 trillion since COVID, but there is a catch. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Can Washington soothe tensions across the Atlantic? Portugal, a boxing club shaping lives through social integration. Erdogan says Taliban lacking inclusive, encompassing leadership. African leaders highlight vaccine inequity in Urunga speeches. Turkey, surprise rate cut sends lira to a new record low. Biden faces harsh criticism for expelling Haitian asylum seekers. U.S. aerospace giant Boeing says it will build drones in Australia. Four Tunisian parties say President Said has lost legitimacy. Tigray mother share shocking accounts of dire famine conditions. Uganda's doors will remain open to refugees. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Watchdog files ethics complaint against 3 Democrats for allegedly violating Stock Act. ACLU shares Ruth Bader Ginsburg quote, censors all references to women and female pronouns. Joe Biden bans officials from using horses to secure the border. Report, top Republican to seek Joe Biden's ethics guidelines for Hunter's art scheme. Facebook begins to explain the problematic content it emotes. France to spend €1 billion on healthcare for illegal migrants in 2022. CNN's Dr. Wynn, we are nowhere near removing masks in schools. Moderna CEO believes coronavirus pandemic could be over next year. Booker, border crisis a self-inflicted wound both economically, morally. Photos, migrants regroup in Texas border town after release from bridge camp. The next headlines are from UPI News. Packers Aaron Rodgers explains reason for long hair, site hero. Another Maryland resident spots zebra on the loose. Maryland man wins $100,000 from Ravens 5X scratch-off ticket. Maryland authorities capture python near playground. South Carolina beachgoer encounters octopus in shell. Surinama's vice president sets record for oldest soccer player. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Squirrels have very different personality traits just like humans. Study finds small acts of kindness can bolster students' health and wellness. Groom's autistic brother has wedding crowd in happy tears 2 feet with emotional speech that went viral. Watch. She invited a homeless man for dinner, now her crowdfunding has secured her new friend a tiny home. How India's air pollution is being turned into stylish floor tiles. Lost sea turtle washed ashore with hypothermia gets flown home to Spain with its own boarding pass. Firefighters have been winning the battle to protect sequoia's giant trees, using foil blankets. Look. Listen to millions of monarch butterflies make one of the rarest sounds on Earth, just like a waterfall. Bezos' Earth Fund pledges $1 billion to conserve land and sea in critical areas. We can and must reverse this. Old Irish goats return to hills of Dublin after a century to join firefighting brigade, and they're loving it. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, September 23rd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Idaho hunter finds remains of man missing for 53 years. PVD school's admin known for toe-popping charged for forcibly rubbing stranger's foot. Pro WTF, the iPhone 13 Pro might not work with MagSafe Duo because of its fat as LMFAO. Daniel Craig made honorary commander in the Royal Navy. Michigan man charged for allegedly leaving pipe bombs at cell phone stores to stop the spread of cursing and pornography, Justice Department says. Amid bus driver shortage, Boston students ride party bus with stripper poles and neon lights on field trip. Portugal grape pickers do it in the buff. Yet another technology you didn't know you needed. Man ejaculates from anus, urinates feces for 2 years before seeking help. Scientists are trying to save Texas ocelots, so they send testicles to Ohio. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Watch, Russian researchers can control drone swarms like Jedi. How multi-skilled AI could chart a path to human-like intelligence. China owns the factories, now they're building the world's best cars. A love letter to the Sony WH-1000XM4 headphones. This digital ruler can handle accurate measurements over almost any surface, including curves. Bird opens its app to local bike sharing operators in 5 cities, for free. The rise of online learning is a chance to remold universities. How do we improve cybersecurity? By copying our body's immune system. Stay focused by always asking yourself one key question. This company wants to make your truck solar-powered. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Engineers introduce a new approach for recycling plastics. Antibody-producing B cells may be predestined for their fates. Physicists control the flow of electron pulses through a nanostructure channel. Breast cancers, ruptures in cell nuclei promotes tumor invasion. Child abuse and neglect linked to early death in adulthood. Ancient DNA analysis sheds light on dark event in medieval Spain. Adjusting fatty acid intake may help with mood variability in bipolar disorders. A new method for removing lead from drinking water. Researchers translate insect defense chemicals into eerie sounds. Deadly viruses pathway to infect cells identified. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, September 23rd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA to hold Lucy launch preview briefing. NASA announces virtual Web STEAM Day event for students, educators. Space station crew to relocate Soyuz, make room for new crewmates. NASA, FAA invite media to briefing on air traffic control updates. NASA invites media to Webb telescope pre-launch events in French Guiana. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. D to seed, inland port's runaway train needs to slow down. Utah's Silicon Slopes Summit to feature a big name from big tech, Apple CEO Tim Cook. In the decade before Gabby Petito disappeared, 710 indigenous people went missing in Wyoming. Crash during police pursuit kills fleeing car's passenger, injures driver. Majestic moose makes surprise visit to Weber State, until it runs into a road. Bayou changes strict student housing policy that included controversial contracts with off-campus landlords. Is the mask order in Salt Lake City schools making a difference? Here's what early COVID-19 case numbers show. Nate Jones, business people should trust themselves, not government. Joseph Moore, time for Utah to tap the energy that lies beneath our feet. Federal judge rejects much of Ute tribe's water rights lawsuit. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. A stalkerware firm is leaking real-time screenshots of people's phones online. Twitter adds Bitcoin tipping, pushes further into NFTs. Tracking stolen crypto is a booming business. Tech firm's nightmare, vanishing green cards. Today's students don't understand the basics of computer operations. How Google spies on its employees. Spain to ban sale of fruit and vegetables in plastic wrapping from 2023. EU proposes mandatory USB-C on all devices, including iPhones. Discord starts testing YouTube integration. FedEx uses autonomous trucks for first time on delivery route. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Former manager of Mascoota trucking service sentenced for defrauding company of $620K. Parkway Central students walk out in frustration over racist graffiti. FedEx holds hiring events in St. Louis, Edwardsville. Forest Park to host memorial event honoring lives lost to COVID-19. Do you know about the Illinois Ozarks? It's not just in Missouri and Arkansas. Rolling Stones in St. Louis for rehearsals ahead of tour launch. Fire department rescues person on a cliff in Lake St. Louis. Missouri resident fighting to keep Goose Woman display in front yard. Watch Thursday's Cardinals-Brewers YouTube game here. Petition calling for the return of slavery spreads through a Missouri high school. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Police seek two men who attacked, yelled and tiled slurs at victim at park. Temporary safety measures coming to Balboa Park Road after deadly crashes. Forecasters warn of wildfire smoke making its way to SoCal amid cooldown. I-8 in La Mesa reopens following 9-car pileup. UCSD health chief warns of burnout, 5th COVID surge as county sees 851 new cases, 6 deaths. San Diego lands on list of best coffee cities in America. Lanes of I-15 North reopen near SR 56 after crash. We are devastated, families outraged after neighborhood built dirt bike track demolished. California first to set quota limits for retailers like Amazon. San Diego school is first in county to mandate vaccine for kids 12 and up. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. China to unveil bizarre unmanned aircraft at Zhuhai Airshow. Kongsberg to help develop autonomous target recognition for U.S. Marines weapon systems. U.S. Army awards new contract to Oshkosh for heavy tactical vehicles. Rheinmetall starts production of new tank gun for Challenger 3. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Architecture, 10 amazing contemporary buildings in China. Food delivery giants Xiaomi and Meituan promise to stop treating delivery workers like disposable garbage, sort of. Calls to end China initiative intensify after An Minghu acquittal. Minimal China. Jiang Zemin and the PRC's first orderly transfer of power. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, September 23, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. SoCal wildfires to cause Smoky Bay Area skies, air quality advisory. Millbrae man arrested for allegedly assaulting son with golf club. Fawn fire prompts evacuations for some Shasta County residents. Gabby Petito, News Nation special report. The Conjuring House in Rhode Island listed for $1.2 million. Mother, sister likely starved after caretaker choked to death, police say. Tired of searching for the right phone charger? The EU wants all devices to use the same one. Is the Delta variant of COVID worse for kids? Unvaccinated Florida COVID patient flown to Connecticut for life-saving treatment after reaching out to 169 hospitals. Couple who filmed porn on South Carolina Ferris wheel arrested for sex acts in arcade photo booth. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Georgia Tech hosts Tar Heels at NFL's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Number 23 Auburn tries to rebound with visit from Georgia State. Stocks rise on Wall Street, erasing most weekly losses. Car, Raiders look to build on 2-0 start versus Dolphins. Inflation forces homebuilders to take it slow, raise prices. U.S. long-term mortgage rates up slightly, 30-year at 2.88%. Biden coming back to Illinois, plans to encourage COVID-19 shots. COVID-19 update, 3,505 new cases, 44 more deaths, 2,008 hospitalizations. It's very emotional, eyes to the skies ending after 2 years of COVID-19 cancellations. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. To avoid a twindemic, health experts urge people to get their flu shots for the 2021 to 2022 season. Seattle's Climate Pledge Arena to feature Amazon's Just Walk Out shopping technology. First day of autumn, 7 of Seattle's best parks and trails to see fall foliage. Report, Washington's top public and private high schools are all in the Seattle metro area. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Sam 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Mindle 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Dianmu 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Rose 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Peter 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, September 23rd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Vaccines, what's new, what's next? Town Hall with Dr. Jen Ashton and Dr. Anthony Fauci. Woman robbed of her purse in McDonald's parking lot and then run over as suspect sped off, HCSO says. 14-month-old boy falls down manhole at NJ playground, mother jumps in to save him. Boppy newborn lounger pillows recalled after 8 infant deaths. Family of 8 makes mariachi great. Meet Cielito Lindo, Chicago's family band. ABC 13 virtual job fair focuses on ways you can get a job in downtown Houston. City of Houston debuts banner tribute to legendary Texas governor. School nurse falls victim to scam targeting Bank of America and Dell customers. 82-year-old grandmother dies and 36-year-old grandson charged in Spring Branch stabbing. Tropical storm Sam formed in the Atlantic, no threat to Gulf. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. France still bristling over Indo-Pacific sub-snub. BP, Exxon warn of supply issues in UK due to driver shortage. The latest, African leaders tell UN they need more vaccines. Emporio Armani celebrates 40 years during Milan Fashion Week. Court documents, video shows fight, school shooting. For one night, TV comics focus their shows on climate change. Number 19 Michigan hosts Rutgers, hopes to end Big Ten drought. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. The original first page of the powerful To Be Young, Gifted and Black script. State Health Commissioner Howard Zucker steps down amid Albany overhaul. How extreme flooding of this Bronx highway could have been avoided. Watch the Fugees reunite in Manhattan for first time in 15 years. Early edition, chess grandmasters burn 7,000 calories a day with their brain power. NYC under flash flood watch as heavy rains, scattered thunderstorms approach. Harry and Meghan visit World Trade Center Observatory with de Blasio and Hochul. MTA pledges to step up mask enforcement, reminds riders of $50 fine. Judge lifts restraining order on vaccine mandate for NYC school staff. Extra extra, nothing good happens when clowns hang around outside schools. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. UN chief, window to avert devastating climate impacts rapidly closing. On the verge of change. How transforming food systems could unlock a $12 trillion global windfall. Climate finance can transform food systems. The adolescence of humanity is coming to an end, declares UK Prime Minister. International community must harness momentum created by triple crises and act, says Norway. Pandemic warning bell exposed inequalities, governance gaps, says Vietnam president. Vaccines for all key to building back better after COVID-19, Kenyan president. Venezuela demands the end of sanctions and urges leaders to build a new world. Through the tears too, solutions for a better society have sprung up, Estonian president. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. America 2021, inequality is now baked in. FBI's domestic terrorism cases have more than doubled since they wildly expanded the definition of domestic terror threats. County clerk submits report that Colorado Secretary of State and Dominion destroyed election data. Video, Bill Gates an awkward interview about Jeffrey Epstein. DHS head Alejandro Mayorkas horrified by images showing Border Patrol trying to protect our border. FK the jab, long live Australia 20,000 shut down Melbourne highway in massive lockdown protest. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Yes, this is an artist's recreation of the ancient Greek city of Ephesus. No, Louisiana did not send 2,000 alligators to Texas border. McDonald's has pledged to reduce plastic use in Happy Meal toys by 2025. Does this video show a nanobit inseminating egg with lazy sperm? Did a university ban capital letters to avoid scaring students? Famed cathedral names artist to replace Confederate windows. Did Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg promote big lighters together? Want to charge them all, EU demands single plug for phones. Ancient tablet acquired by Hobby Lobby going back to Iraq. EPA completes rule to phase out gases used as refrigerants. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Debt limit Q&A. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Now's a great time to upgrade your activewear and sneakers. Multiple people injured in shooting at Tennessee supermarket. Tough on crime, Republican charged with ambushing, raping woman. Italy court ruling, totally fine for cops to team up with mob. Fox News Peter Doocy suggests pregnancy tests for migrant women at border. Can craft spirits save the family farm? The best running shoes to make you a 2021 road warrior. Methodist University sorority suspended indefinitely after racist presentation on black football players. Lowest the city can get, teen killed at bus stop minutes after waving bye to mom. Harry and Meghan make first joint public appearance since quitting royal family. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Woman plans to help fellow Rwandan amputees get prosthetics. Hunter Biden emails both ties to White House and China. Is Grey's Anatomy on tonight? Here's when Grey's Anatomy returns in 2021. What time does Midnight Mass premiere on Netflix? Jana Kramer and Jay Cutler had awkward run-in with their ex Mike Cawson. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Is exploring space hazardous to our health? Jupiter's aurorae trigger heat waves. How many satellites are orbiting Earth? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Africa's flying doctors delivering urgent vaccinations to remote villages. Late-night shows across broadcast, cable networks dedicate substantial time to climate change. How virtual reality is helping police learn how to make life-or-death encounters less dangerous. Hubble discovers 6 massive, dead galaxies from early universe. Late-night comedians team up to tackle the climate crisis. Delta variant surge may be peaking as U.S. daily deaths top 2,000. EPA sharply limits use of HFCs, powerful coolant greenhouse gases. FDA authorizes Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine booster. Unvaccinated pregnant women face increased risks from COVID. Devastating photos of tornado damage. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Firefighters innovate to rescue fallen dog from bottom of 40-foot well. Ohio man accused of raping 3 women at gunpoint found not guilty in rape of trans woman, lawyer says she was not credible when testifying. CIT, Trenton Thunderbat dog rookie gets too excited, runs onto field mid-game. Accused peeping Tom who terrorized victims pleads guilty to multiple sex crimes. Tennessee teen allegedly shot mother in head at close range for confiscating his cell phone. Penn State suspends more than 100 students for skipping COVID tests. Governor Hochul, NY football greats urge fans to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Millions of Bobby newborn loungers recalled after 8 infant deaths. The U.S. government won't shut down September 30th, but Congress cannot agree on budget bill. Elizabeth Holmes described herself as best business person in texts to former Theranos COO. The following headlines are from military.com. Don't isolate the Taliban, Pakistan urges. I never left anybody, fighting for veterans left behind by the country they served. Pentagon open to discussion that ties formal end of Korean War to denuclearization. VA sets sights on firearm safety to prevent veteran suicides. China sends 24 fighter jets toward Taiwan in show of force. Veterans at Revolutionary Battlefield dig find camaraderie. Mattis testifies in Theranos fraud trial. U.S. soldier wins long fight to get Afghan translator asylum. Pentagon's first wave of sexual assault reforms will take 6 years to complete. Pentagon setting up flights for migrants amid Texas border surge. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. After chillies start to fall, temperatures expected to increase this week, waves subsiding. Biden coming to Chicago to push his COVID-19 vaccination mandate for businesses. Requirement to obtain a federal real ID has been postponed until 2023. Here's what Illinois residents need to know. R. Kelly's defense team expected to argue their case in second day of closing arguments at the singer's racketeering trial in NY. Aiming to boost vaccine rates in Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot launches new marketing campaign, Vaccination. Nannies call the shots as parents face a child care shortage. Arrest warrant issued for Oak Lawn woman after missing Hawaii court date in fake Moderna COVID-19 vaccination card case. 2 ATMs taken in separate heists about the same time Thursday morning in Chicago. 4 guns stolen in Wisconsin have been linked to dozens of shootings here. Authorities say it's an example of how illegal guns end up on the streets of Chicago. Itasca Plan Commission rejects proposed Haymarket Drug Treatment Center, but Village Board will make final decision. The following headlines are from phys.org. New cereal box-sized satellite to explore alien planets. Laser treatment shows potential for reducing industrial chemical processing for vehicles. Times we didn't act like ourselves can be helpful in the long run, study finds. Team proposes microprinting of fiber-tip polymer clamped beam probe for high-sensitivity nanoforce measurements. Chinese scientists report starch synthesis from carbon dioxide. Decoding birds' brain signals into syllables of song. Vampire bats may coordinate with friends over a bite to eat. Mapping of magnetic stripes to discover how fast ocean crust is created. Common path of Axis digital holography towards high-stable optical instrument manufacturing. Carbon dioxide reactor makes Martian fuel. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, September 23rd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Molecular lawnmower is the first autonomous protein-based synthetic motor. Mattresses that won't sag. What is the best mattress for heavy individuals? Cannot stop eating? Blame your brain. Booster vaccines are actually pretty common. When taste and smell disappear for good. Fall means more deer on the road. 4 ways time of day, month and year raise your risk of crashes. Autopsies on hold. Why we need more medical examiners. Engineers make flying computer chips the size of sand grains. What is the best mattress for side sleepers? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. First Florida school district gets U.S. cash for virus mask vote. Syracuse, Meek agree to 10-year partnership on and off field. Man accused of helping son after slaying the 4 in Minnesota. Tyra Banks, Kevin Hart set for Black Entrepreneurship event. Stanford returns home to take on number 24 UCLA. Steelers, Bengals still searching for identities in Week 3. Providers challenge only U.S. law banning vaccine mandates. Delayed Van Gogh show gets a new opening date in Seattle. 5 for 5, Napoli beats Sampdoria 4-0 to extend perfect start. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. 10 Best Essay Writing Services in 2021, U.S. English, UK, and more. California considering COVID vaccine mandate for eligible students, top official says. COVID vaccine boosters, how to get a shot and other questions, answered. Photos, loved ones, Lafayette School community mourn heroic crossing guard. Pac-12 preview, why all the September games on Pac-12 networks will boost late-season exposure. Father and son arrested in 3 California cold case killings. Map, on fire evacuations near Lake Shasta. Man hired to clean FBI office stole valuable investigation materials on street gangs, feds say. UC Davis warns about cyanobacteria in campus waterway. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Pelosi hits back at San Francisco Archbishop over describing abortion bill as child sacrifice. Jump in U.S. murder rate biggest in 60 years. Schiff, proposal to check presidential power will apply to Biden, family. House Republicans push for vote on bill to restrict illegal immigration. COVID-19 is top cause of law enforcement deaths in 2021. White House reaches agreement on tax hikes with Hill Democrats for $3.5 trillion package. German conservatives warn of extremist shift to left in Sunday's election. U.S. icebreaker gap with Russia a growing concern as Arctic Cold War heats up. Congress considers permanent UFO investigation office. Civil rights groups blast Congress for failing to enact policing changes. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Leaked grant proposal details high-risk coronavirus research. Amendment to stop Saudi war on Yemen is really an excuse for business as usual. America's generals are cowards, fire them all. Dark money group to donors, reconciliation bill can still be killed. Senate parliamentarian played highly political role against filibuster reform in 2013. A slate of more than 50 progressive candidates looks to take over Rhode Island. Hurricane Ida prison evacuations in Louisiana left people without medication in bird-infested shelter. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, September 23, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. ESPN's College Game Day brings its traveling circus to Soldier Field for Notre Dame, Wisconsin. Notre Dame and Wisconsin working to rebuild offensive lines. Man who disarmed robber on CTA train awarded medal, cash for his good deed. Prosecutors urge jurors to make R. Kelly pay for alleged sex crimes. Former Bears tight end Greg Olsen fitting in seamlessly with Fox's number 2 crew. Going for clincher in Cleveland, White Sox pelt Indians with 4 early home runs. Northwestern tries to steady itself at quarterback. What's next, leeches? Deal keeps Ricardo Muti at CSO into 2023. Arrest warrant issued for Oak Lawn woman who used fake Moderna card to vacation in Hawaii. The next headlines are from the Times of India. IPL, KKR steamroll Mumbai Indians to enter top 4. PM meets American CEOs, who they are, what was discussed. Modi shoots for Predator drones, other critical tech and investments in talks with US CEOs. E-Times Celeb Tracker, today's 20 best celeb moments. Mahant Narendra Giri's death, CBI reaches Prayagraj for probe. IPL, Rohit first to score over 1,000 runs versus one franchise. Defenseman places Rs 7,523 CR order for 118 Argent tanks. Danbad judge was hit intentionally, CBI tells J. Kent HC. How WhatsApp may go the Google Pay way. How Apple may be forced to go the Android way. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, September 23, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Justin Williams is a true hero when it comes to serving Houstonians in need. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this fall 2021. Best of Houston 2021, Best Collage. Best Bets the week of September 23 to 29, 2021. Best of Houston 2021, Best Pandemic Food Drink Idea. Preview, Darwin in Malibu at Main Street Theater. Carolina Panthers invade NRG Stadium in Mills' first career start. Things to do, listen to 662 by Christone Kingfish Ingram and see him October 1st at the Heights Theater. Anti-abortion groups don't plan to sue bond-breaking duck. Hangar Kitchen, great food at a hidden gem. The next headlines are about world records making news. Top 10 Green, Eco, Sustainable and Recycling World Records, World Record Academy. ISL Match 9, Day 1, Evgenia Chekhinova sets World Junior Record in 200 breaststroke, Swimming World Magazine. Record-breaking death dogs, meets lollipop and jelly bean, Guinness World Records. Purdue sets Guinness World Record for widest paint, newsbug.info. Bring your appetite, Centerville goes for Guinness World Record for most pancakes served on Pancake Day, Des Moines Register. The powerful story of Zion Clark and that Guinness World Record, HITC, football, gaming, movies, TV, music. World record price for online thoroughbred auction set in New Zealand, horse racing news, Pollock report. Las Vegas man seeks new record for world's largest casino chip collection, News 3 LV. Adorable coonhound named Lou breaks Guinness World Record for extravagantly long ears, USA Today. World's oldest Japanese twins of 107-year-old holds Guinness World Record, The Hunts India. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. The Orville finally has a Season 3 premiere date on its new Hulu home. Big Tech sues Texas over its social media law that seems obviously unconstitutional. 4 Mike Flanagan horror movies to watch after midnight mass. Footprints suggest humans migrated deep into North America earlier than previously known. Impossible's plant-based pork is finally arriving in restaurants today. Lake Powell is losing so much water, it may not be able to generate hydropower in 2 years. Like Neanderthals, early humans endured a frigid Europe. Late-night climate comedy segments, ranked. Discord is bringing music back with a YouTube-sanctioned bot. I Know What You Did Last Summer's new trailer reminds us that murder is on the menu. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was in a lot at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at -100.66 degrees Fahrenheit or -73.7 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Windows 11 setup warns that you aren't entitled to updates on unsupported PCs. 23,000-year-old footprints suggest people reached the Americas early. European Union announces plans to require all mobile devices to use USB-C. Semiconductor firms cannot find enough workers, worsening chip shortage. Diablo II, resurrected impressions, maybe not the best time to bring back evil. Engineers figured out how to cook 3D printed chicken with lasers. Elizabeth Holmes was in charge at Theranos, Mattis tells Court. Here's how Lotus is going to build lightweight electric sports cars. Following expert advice, FDA authorizes boosters for people 65 plus, high risk. Idaho COVID crisis, hospitals overflowing with sicker, younger patients. The following headlines are from Raw Story. MAGA rioter denied responsibility for breaking into Capitol, and pointed a finger at Antifa instead, feds. Overhauling this law could stop Trump's next ludicrous scheme to steal an election, conservative. This debt ceiling crisis for Republicans is one of their own making, MSNBC analyst. Trump attacks George W. Bush over his support for low-polling Liz Cheney. Watch, white cop allows police dog to repeatedly bite black's pet pinned against squad car. Despite his victory in Texas and no credible evidence of widespread fraud, Donald Trump calls for election audit legislation. Guatemala volcano erupts but no evacuations yet. Paris court confirms life sentence for Carlos the Jackal. Militia members were not entrapped, and enthusiastically took part in plot to kidnap Michigan governor, prosecutors. Do you think pregnant women pose a big threat? Jen Psaki mocks Peter Doocy's latest claim. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. K Street firm finally cuts ties with Saudi office implicated in Khashoggi murder. The U.S. Special Envoy for Haiti just resigned over the inhumane treatment of Haitian migrants. Babies ingesting high levels of microplastics, alarming research finds. Birthday under a canopy, a climate wish from Mojo's production director. The Afghanistan war is over, but the defense budget is still about to go up. Anti-vaccine zealots pose a threat to Canada's democracy, too. Beto O'Rourke says it's no secret he's thinking of running for governor. In California's water wars, nuts are urging out people. Trump packed a federal land agency off to Colorado. Biden is bringing it home. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The wonder of Avilobe science, Smithsonian. UVA's new John Mather Nobel Scholar wants to design extraterrestrial habitats, University of Virginia. Dr. Sophia Sheikh awarded National Science Foo, Uric Alert. Graduate alumna awarded NSF-MPS Ascend Fellowship to work at the SETI Institute. Penn State University, Penn State News. Apple TV Plus releases Invasion trailer, TV News Roundup, Variety. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. America the Fat and Impotent, The Spectator World, The Spectator World. Silicon oxide, SiOx, VRAM technology market fueling $79 M slated at CAGR of plus 23% by 2028, leading with Weebit, Stillwater Current. Aptonix, APTX, falls 1.63% for September 22. Equities.com. Rosalind Franklin University collaborates with Aptonix to research new therapeutics for brain diseases, PR Newswire. Tongue strength training increases daytime upper airway stab NSS, Dove Medical Press. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Bank of America identifies tech stocks with outsized growth potential, CMC Markets. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, September 23, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFO eludes pursuing Florida cops 1976. Remote-controlled killer robotic machine gun? That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, September 23, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.